Now, Minority Leader Haruna Iddrisu wants Parliament to accept its share of responsibility for the current economic difficulties facing the country. Haruna Iddrisu says the crisis is due to excessive borrowing by successive government, particularly this government. Speaking during a core leadership conference organized by the Ministry for Parliamentary Affairs, Haruna Iddrisu argued that Parliament has been lax in its oversight responsibility and has allowed almost all loans without proper scrutiny.
Today, Ghana has an economic crisis, a crisis which is only similar to what pertained in the country in 1983. How did we get there? Excessive borrowing. Who ought to have checked government not to borrow or overborrow? The Parliament of Ghana. So Parliament must accept some blame and some responsibility in not keeping the executive to check. The consequences of excessive borrowing is now being felt by all of us when you hear an animal called a debt exchange initiative. It is affecting businesses, it's affecting public enterprises because they cannot run well, it's affecting the private sector. So Parliament's role as defender of the people's interests is lost. So how did we get there? How come that we couldn't anticipate it? Article 181, it is only Parliament that approves the terms and conditions of a loan.
His colleague, the Majority Leader, Chairman Sabons, who is also the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, attributed the poor oversight from Parliament to weak committee structures. He proposes that some strong committees in the House should be chaired by the opposition.
The Minority Leader has related to excessive borrowing. And I think he and I have been discussing this. When a country is engaged in deficit financing, the chickens certainly will come home to roost at a point in time. And that's what we are seeing. That is what you're saying. Over the past 20, 25 years, every year, routinely, when we have budgets presented to us, we do know that we have to borrow to survive as a country. And that's what routinely, that's what we've been doing. And when you know that your resources are not able to match your appropriated amount, what will happen eventually? The edifice will collapse. And I agree with him. I have always been saying on the floor that we want to strengthen Parliament. But the Parliament is as strong as its committees make it.